So you're interested in teaching. You're interested in taking those precious minds and ensuring they're ready for the 21st century world. Hey, let me tell you, we have a great spot for you to do that. It's at Tyler Elementary School here in Hampton, Virginia. So real quick, why should you choose Tyler? Tyler's vision. We strive to inspire a passion for learning. We believe everyone can learn, and we believe everyone needs that passionate educator, that passionate support to make sure they're ready to become lifelong learners. And so the cool thing is we get to do this at an elementary level where kids are so moldable, so impressionable, and we can make that huge positive impact to ensure, as we said, they will become lifelong passionate learners. It all starts with climate. And as we look at climate here at Tyler, we have a phrase that we like to collect our climate components. We call it CRIMFT. The C stands for collaboration. You are not on an island. We do not work in silos. We are all about relationships. That includes within staff as well as with our kids. Risk. We want you to have the freedom to be able to take risks. Yes, we're going to fall. Yes, we're going to try new things. We're going to discover ways that work and ways that don't work. And so when you fall, you skin that knee, we'll be there to give you that Band-Aid to help you pick it back up and keep on rolling. Empowerment. You have the power to be able to produce and do great things in your class, that sense of autonomy in your space. Mission focus. We have some things here at Tyler Elementary School that we really want to be good at that we'll talk about in just a second. Fun. Hey, we gotta have fun, guys. There's so much negativity in this world. We know that when you come to work, we want staff that are ready, excited to have fun, and that creates an engaging atmosphere that creates passionate learners. And then finally, trust. We do all these components, we work them together, we will learn to trust one another and ultimately build that great team approach that creates an amazing climate for all. So what do we believe motivates people? A couple things. First off, a sense of autonomy, that you have the ability to make some choices in your life. And so not only goes with our staff, but also with our kids. That's a powerful motivator, a sense of choice. Mastery. I can always get better at something. Regardless of how good I am at one particular skill, there's always ways for me to improve and grow. And then finally, purpose. I understand the big picture, why I'm doing what I'm doing. It makes a connection. And ultimately, as you see, we're going to turn that you can't into you can and have that growth mindset here at Tyler. We have a system approach here at Tyler Elementary School, and so there's a few components. We have a guaranteed and viable curriculum, which is super. You will love working within our curriculum that is offered to our staff. Lesson design and delivery, we want to make sure we're great in terms of what we're presenting and what we're designing. And so we look at the end product in mind when we create our lesson plans, and ultimately, how does that delivery come across? Authentic assessment, make sure that assessment aligns with what we're delivering, where we're headed. Safe and nurturing climate. All scholars should feel safe and have a positive climate as they learn. Systems approach, it takes systems to be effective, and so we definitely have those in place here at Tyler. Data-driven decision-making, we're making sure we're following the data to make the appropriate decisions. And finally, 21st century learning, we're preparing all our scholars to be productive citizens in a 21st century world. Tyler's laser focus. We focus on 4 key components that we make sure we check in to and see where we are at critical checkpoints, not only throughout the year, but as we move from year to year. And those are attendance, core progress, discipline, and climate. Those are the big things that we will touch base on regularly here at Tyler. We talked about discipline, and I want to take that a step further. We believe in a restorative mindset here at Tyler Elementary School. We really work hard to ensure kids are in school every single day. We talk about attendance, but also that when they are here, it's a safe and nurturing climate. And so to do that with our restorative mindset, which we look at 5 ways to approach that. First off, if there's a concern, we acknowledge the behavior, we apologize for the behavior, we express repentance, we commit to not repeat the offense, and ultimately, we offer to make amends, make it right. And so those are the components of a restorative mindset. But please note that we are creative in terms of our discipline approach here at Tyler. Hey, you got to have a roadmap. You got to know where you're going and how to get there. And so one thing we have created for every single grade level, we call it our portrait of a scholar. We have one for language arts, which you see on the left-hand side, and the math portrait for, this is particularly a first grade roadmap. And so you see at the top of the roadmap in September, what critical checkpoints should parents and staff know that kids should be proficient at? And as it moves throughout the year, we have those checkpoints for us to be concerned with and make sure that we're making adequate progress so that when we get to the end of the year, everyone has made it academically and socially to where they need to be. It's all about the mastery. We are here to reduce roadblocks to ultimately get to that mastery. And so please know if there's something that we're doing or not doing that we need to do ultimately to get to that mastery, we're gonna make sure we're doing the right things. And so again, we're trying to reduce the hurdles, reduce the things that get in the way to get towards mastery of that content or mastery of that social emotional learning. Whatever that mastery is, that's what we're about. Support. You gotta feel like you're not on an island, that you have the necessary support to be able to do your job. And so a couple ways we do that here at Tyler. Climate First, we talked about that initially up front. How are you doing? Checking in and then looking at those crimped components that we talked about earlier. Awesome curriculum, I talked about that as well. We have an amazing curriculum that our division has put together for you to be able to support you and make sure that we take some of that burden off the lesson planning process with that curriculum. Mentors, you're gonna have mentors within the building as well, within your grade level. We have a great Title I staff here at Tyler Elementary School that supports you in math and language arts. Just some people that you can go to. Organized, man, we have an amazing system of folders and technology that we like to keep together. We have something called a Where Are Things file that just kind of puts it all together. And so we want to make sure we all on the same page in terms of the organizational things, because it just gets to be a lot. There's a whole lot going on in the school. And so we need to make sure we have all those components effectively together and organized so we can get through the year as effective as possible. And then lesson plan expectations. One creative thing about Tyler Elementary School, we've adjusted our plans over the years. We talked about doing what's the right thing to get to that mastery, and lesson plans are a big component of that delivery. And so with our lesson plans, we expect staff to be able to produce a math and language arts small group lesson plans. The remaining components, science, social studies, as well as whole groups for language arts and math are created for you. And so that burden is taken off. We talked about reducing the barriers so that you can deliver the best lessons here at Tyler. And then lastly, it's all about timely communication. We want to make sure we are effectively communicating where we're headed, why we're doing what we're doing. We understand the why, and ultimately we can have some buy-in into what we're doing, and you can ultimately be a part of that progress here at Tyler. Check us out. Hey, we got some social media components. We have a website you see at the top there. Then we have our Facebook page, our Twitter page, and then our YouTube page. We have lots of videos, lots of great posts from our staff looking at all the great things happening here at Tyler Elementary School. So please take a look, check it out. Lots of great things for you to get a taste of what happens here at Tyler. We know it takes the right fit, and we want to make sure we have the right people on board here at Tyler to continue the progress that we're making. So if some of these components fit with you, please look to join the Tyler team. If you have any more questions or like to know more about Tyler, go ahead and give us a call or give us an email. You can see the contact information there. Thanks for checking us out, and go Tigers!